Hi everyone, number one Marmaduke fan here. I solved the mystery. I had my hour-long drawing video on my phone still. That was what was taking up all my storage. Okay, two quick things. Number one, last week in the news, Ikumi Nakamura presented at the Game Awards, and I kind of knew what was going to happen. Ikumi Nakamura, she speaks English as a second language, and she's very enthusiastic. So public speaking is kind of awkward, so she makes it fun by like really getting into it and being silly and just having so much fun while presenting about video games. And so of course, people are always, tweeting about it and sharing video clips of it and talking about how adorable she is. And then of course, the people you'd expect start complaining that it's racist to like Ikumi Nakamura and think that it's adorable. And I am here. I knew that was coming because the exact same thing happened last year. So I want to tell you, if you like cute things, you are not evil. If you are cute, you are not evil. It's okay to be cute, and it's okay to like cute things. All right? So, I'm reading, "Oh, Haru ride, the scent of air after rain. In the light around us, I felt your heartbeats." What am I reading? So, I thought of Stephanie Saunders, The Right Geek, while I was reading this, because anytime I read something extremely girly, she's offered to read something extremely manly as a response. So she asked me, what extremely manly thing should I read? And I said, you should read JoJo's Bizarre Adventures. And she did it. She even started with Phantom Blood, like a proper JoJo fan, and she had a really thoughtful video about it. So you should go check out The Right Geek. I feel great that I actually got someone to try out JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. But so I thought about The Right Geek. Oh yeah, and another tangent, the library keeps adding books that begin with A. I'm trapped forever. I can't even get past C's, and they'll add 10 more books starting with A. I'm trapped in an endless cycle of oh, how to ride the scent of air after rain and the light around us. I felt your heartbeat. I'm never going to escape. I'm trapped in the Greek time paradox. I can't get from point A to point C without passing midpoint B, but I can't get to midpoint B without passing the midpoint between A and B. I'll never finish all the manga in the library. All right, tangents contained. All right, how to write. This is a lot of fun. This is about as girly a book as I could possibly read without it being too girly for me. But it has a really, really good moral. So if you are looking for a nice moral story for a young girl, it's rated T, but it was completely innocuous. So based on the first two volumes, not only do I think this is completely innocuous for young female readers, I think this would teach them a really important moral lesson about being sincere with yourself. So this kind of relates to the Ikumi Nakamura story because what is being cute? Is it bad to be cute? Well, here's my thought. It is perfectly fine to be cute because what you're doing, especially if you're a young woman, is you're being sincerely enthusiastic about something. And maybe you're playing it up a little bit. I think Ikumi Nakamura plays it up a little bit to kind of like ease the tension and the awkwardness of public speaking. But there's a difference between being cute and faking cutesiness, where if you're faking cutesiness, you're all like, oh, FML, so random, emoji movie, right? You're not really being sincere. You're affecting a cute persona that doesn't really reflect who you are. But if you are cute, you're reacting to something in kind of like this sincerely, innocent and sweet way. And maybe you're even like playing up your emotions a little bit and you're being cute, but at least your feelings and your reactions are your sincere reactions. So a Haru Ride actually deals specifically with this issue of like, are you being sincere in your mannerisms and how you're perceived by others? And it kind of makes the point that this could work either way. A girly girl could act cute because that's the way she is, or she could act cute on purpose as a way of tricking people into thinking she's someone she's not, as a way of attracting boys' attention. So the main character, Futaba Yoshioka, has the opposite problem. She thinks that boys are totally immature, but there's one boy who's totally dreamy, and he's not immature like the other boys. He's short and gentle, and he has a soft voice, and he's very noble. But then he goes away, and she doesn't see him But he comes back, and he's grown taller, and his voice is deeper, and he's so mysterious, and he's kind of mean now. Is he mean because that's the way he really is, or is he still nice? Will she find out if the boy... Don't miss the Haru ride through you. This is so girly, but I still kind of dig it because the themes are very, very sincere. So, Futaba's problem is because she dislikes boys and she doesn't want them to be paying attention to her. She deliberately plays up her tomboyishness, even though that's not how she naturally is, because she figures if I can kind of like gross the boys out, they'll leave me alone. But what's his name? Ko is different because she's completely fascinated by what a gentlemanly, socially gracious and intelligent, but also kind of mean young man he is. Is he immature? Is he mature? She doesn't know. He's so mysterious. He's so dreamy. But what's kind of beautiful about their relationship is Ko's not putting up with it. He immediately senses that she's faking her personality and her persona, and he just like flat out tells her, like, you're being fake, you're being mean to girls because you're afraid of your fake friends ostracizing you, and you think I've changed, but you've changed. So he just like is having none of it. And so this challenges her to think, well, man, have I changed that much? Am I just pretending to be a tomboy, or is my act of being a tomboy, is that rubbing off on me, and am I actually becoming like this crude, unrefined young lady? Okay. I also love that there's absolutely no element of the supernatural in this. Like so many of these shoujo things, there's like something like, oh, the boy is secretly a prostitute. Oh, the boy transforms into a duck when he sneezes, right? There's none of that. It gets you invested completely based on normal human kids in the real world having this kind of back and forth, and Futaba internally thinking about, is she being true to herself, and trying to figure out whether the boy is mean or not, trying to get the boy to let her into his life and have a relationship with her, bare his soul with her, rely on her emotionally, right? It's this classic female archetype where the boy is kind of a little bit of a jerk, a little beastly, a little hard to figure out, but at the same time, he also has this gentlemanly quality at him, and the mean, beastly part of him is at war with the gentlemanly part of him. She hopes that he's the gentleman that she remembers, but she's not sure if he is as mean as he. It's so girly, but I love it. All right, so the moral theme of it is don't fake it. Don't pretend you're something you're not just to placate your fake friends. Be true to yourself, and Futaba ends up making friends with a girl who's being misjudged, a girl who acts cute around boys, and all the girls say, oh, she's so fake, she's just pretending to be cute to get the boys' attention. But she really is that person. She sincerely has these cute reactions, and Futaba learns, oh, I shouldn't exclude this girl. If I believe that she doesn't deserve to be excluded, I should actually be friends with her, and if my fake friends want to ostracize me for that, well, they were never really my friends. That's great. Do I even need to talk about... Okay, one last thing. So, Ayo Saki Saka does cute stuff, right? And I always pay like really close attention to the author commentary. She's talking about having the towel ket club, like a club for people who like wrapping up in big towel blankets. She talks about eating popsicles, but she also talks really thoughtfully about her characters. She talks about like getting to know her characters when they're a little mysterious to her, because she wants to identify with her readers. Her readers have to come to know the characters, so she's the author, wants to come to know the characters over time. She talks about meeting deadlines and kind of like the joy of having written, of how good she feels when she finally cranks out that manga for the deadline. So the reason I pay so much close attention to this director commentary, even if it's like, oh, I love popsicles, is they're doing something to sell their audience on their work. The manga industry is a healthy industry. They know what their audience likes. They add really good thoughts to, like Andrew Clavin says, a great artist finds out what the people like, and then they bring the kind of like silly, goofy stuff that people like up to the level of art. So intelligence and popular stuff go hand in hand in a healthy art form. In an unhealthy art form, there's this big split where the artists are all off making avant-garde art, and they don't care what the people like, and the people are watching like dumb popcorn movies that are really popular, but they aren't that thoughtful or substantive. And in a healthy art form, these two things are married into one. It's fun, and the people love it, and it's got like a lot of popular appeal, and it's very thoughtful and introspective. Every good romance owes a debt of gratitude to Jane Austen. And Jane Austen's stories are almost all about intelligent, introspective women learning how to respect and sympathize with the perspective of a mysterious man who they have to figure out. And every great romance is that. Male romances look at it from the man's perspective, where the man feels like he has to achieve manhood to earn the respect of a woman. Female romances tend to emphasize sort of like the introspective side of things for the girl as she tries to, understand who this man is. Is he a threat? Is he dangerous? Or will he be supportive? Right? But even though they're two different perspectives on the same kind of story. One more thing that Io Sakisaka does that I really like is she talks about gender in a way that's actually kind of nuanced and thoughtful. So she makes the point that she took some inspiration from men for the catty mean girls. So she overheard some men having a catty, gossipy conversation about one of their male coworkers, and so she took that, and that became the inspiration for one of the catty, gossipy conversations for the mean girls in Haru Ride, the ride through youth, roller coaster. Wait, I gotta read the whole title. The scent of air after rain, the light around us, I felt your heartbeat. Right, so she's making the point that general rules aren't universal rules. As a general rule, girls tend to be cattier or more gossipy than guys. As a general rule, men tend to be rowdier and more violent and, immature in middle school than girls are. But those general rules aren't necessarily universal rules. Men can be catty and gossipy. But when Io Sakisaka sees that, she takes that inspiration and she still makes a romance that feels like it speaks to girls about an emotional problem that girls have to deal with as a general rule more than guys. Guys don't really worry about this whole like, oh gee, will the girls exclude me from this social group if I'm too cutesy? Maybe I shouldn't be cutesy. Like guys are just like slapping each other with towels, like boys' locker room, girls' locker room stuff. Yet at the same time, even though this is a generally true rule, men still can learn something about the female perspective that applies equally in the male world, and women can learn something from the male perspective that applies equally in the female world. It's great. So she's actually thoughtful about men and women. She doesn't confuse. She doesn't like fall into the trap of just having stereotype girl characters and stereotype boy characters. There's some nuance to it. At the same time, she's actually speaking to girls as girls about problems that girls face generally. You can get through a lot of problems in life if you just understand that a general rule is not the same as a universal rule. There are generally problems that girls face. There are generally problems that men face more than girls. But there are also universal truths we can learn from one another. That's it. It's how to write. I'm going to keep reading it because my rule is, as long as I enjoy it, I keep reading it. Even if I'm not enjoying myself, I give it a chance. I try to read a couple volumes, and if I read like 2 or 3 volumes in a row and I'm just not digging it, then I give up. But Haru Ride it's definitely one of the better shoujo I've read this year. The queen of them all is still Kyoko Hikawa's From Far Away, but it's not even like fair to compare anything to From Far Away, because that's like a greatest comic of all time. It's fun. Check it out. #1 Marmaduke fan. Love you guys. I didn't even open these up. That's all right. I got all my thoughts out. So check them out. Catch you later.